It's Reiki Day! Let's go. Bringing you prayer energy. Bringing you universal life force energy. Reiki. Bringing up the Earth's energy. Bringing down the angels and their energies, heavenly hosts, all to create the planetary Reiki Gaia angel prayer infused flow. Welcome to Reiki Day Live, and I'm your host, Brother James. So let's get into the flow. Peace, everybody. Brother James, House of Healing Light, a higher frequency school of energy being. Welcome to Reiki Day, the days of prayer. And today we're with our Hebrew Jewish family. And so we say Shalom Aleichem. We are happy, we're proud, we're honored to come before you once again, speaking about prayer, having prayer, and discussing what God has shown us. So today, since we've already gone through some of the steps of prayer, we understood last time that we have to be consistent. This time, God has put it on my mind, given it to me to speak to us about mastering prayer to bring mastery of self. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. But of course, we want to make prayer first, then have our discussion, and then do our harmonic prayer for the earth and ourselves. So at this time, please take a prayer position and let's get ready for prayer. May the Holy One, the fount of blessings, shower abundant mercies upon us all, fulfilling all of our dreams of healing, strengthening all of us with the power of life. Merciful One, restore us all, heal us all, strengthen us all, enliven us all, send us all a complete healing from the heavenly realm, a healing of body and a healing of soul. Together with all who are ill, speedily and without delay. And let us all say, Amen. Now that we've finished our prayer, let us go ahead and jump into the new steps, or should I say, adding some things to the steps that we already have. Now we know the first step is prayer. And we want to make sure that, as I've said before, we don't want to fall into ritualistic prayer, where we're basically just reciting the words. To become masters and be masterful with prayer, We have to make sure that we're always present and have true intent with our prayers. What I mean by present and intent is that we're fully into our prayer and we are having our will back our prayer. So that when we recite it, when we say it, it's coming out with truthful intent, but mainly it's coming out with power and energy coming from us because it's coming from a pure space. One of the things that can help us to do that is to try to imagine that we are in the presence of God. I mean, truly in his presence. Like he's literally in front of you. He's in the room with you. This is something that was given to me. It's called inner sanctuary manifesting through prayer, where it does create an inner sanctuary where you and God both dwell in the same space and you can connect and feel his energy. And when we do that and we make prayer in that inner sanctuary, or like I just said, putting ourselves in the presence of God, making the prayer like he's truly right there, then that cuts out doubt and that makes it so that we are present, we are intentful. And, when you are a child in front of your father, then you straighten up, you act right, you make sure that you are representing to the highest degree. So when we make the prayer and we are in his presence, then we know we have to honor his will. So when we make our prayer, we want to make sure that our will is in tune with his. And this is another reason to be present in your prayer, to be aware and know that your will is there, but that your will is in tune with his. It also encourages us to implement the golden rule. Want for your brother or sister what you want for yourself. When we make our prayers, we want to keep that in mind. We want to make prayers that not just benefit ourselves, but that benefit others. And as a matter of fact, are of the highest good for ourselves and everyone else. When we do that, that means that we start aligning with the divine and the energy can now flow freely. Because when you want for your brother or sister what you want for yourself, that means that you're allowing the God to use you to help your brothers and sisters and to help aid them in answering their prayers. Because now we're all getting in tuned and in a line with the divine will. And since our will is going to be in accord with his, then obviously there's no problem. There's no reason for him not to want. Why? I shouldn't say no reason. Everything has to happen in due season. And that's another thing that to master prayer, we have to take into consideration. When we make our prayers, we have to make sure that we don't put God in our box. What I mean by that is that sometimes we make a prayer and we already have it in our mind that we expect God to do it this way. Or we got to not think like that. Uh, as we learned in the last days of prayer, when the God within you sends the signal out to all the other pieces of God, because remember, He is a part of all of His creation. When that signal goes out to the rest of creation, a plan is formulated to move things into position to answer your prayer. But that's why we have to let Him plan, because when He does the plan, He's incorporating everything into the plan. He knows who best to put in what position to make things happen. So when we're making our prayers, again, we have to make sure our will is within His. We're praying for the things that are for the higher good of everyone. We cannot put God in our box in the sense of, remember, He makes the plan and He knows all the players in the plan. We don't. And also, as I just said a few minutes ago, everything has to happen in due season. So He knows the best timing for everything. You know, we all can get anxious. We all want it right now, and so on and so forth. But when we're making the prayer to get into mastery, we have to remember the elements, and that is that He's controlling everything. God is controlling everything. He makes the best plan. And so, therefore, the best thing to do is to follow the plan that He brings back and gives to us. So, you can't put them in your box and expect it the way you want it. You can't expect it to come in just your time span. Make sure that your will is in accordance with Him. And then want for your brother and sister what you want for yourself. So make sure everything's for the higher good. Then that would directly lead into the next part, which is meditation. This is how you'll receive the plan, by quieting your mind. Once again, being present in your meditation, being aware, listening, watching, observing things going on in your life, and staying in a meditative mode, especially going into true meditation and letting Him reveal to you what He wants you to do, whether it be visually, whether you may literally hear His voice, or what have you. And then look at the plan and see how you can implement it. Again, carrying from the prayer step, trying to keep everything for the higher good of everyone. So when you implement your plan, you're trying to do good for all. This way we stay in the line of divine and the energies can flow freely. People can be moved as they need to be moved. And this is another reason why, as I said before, the last Reiki day, this is why the golden rule is so important. Because when you want for your brother what you want for yourself or sister, this makes it so that energy can move freely, and then we can be moved into place to best benefit each other. And it also makes it so that we can manifest the prayers faster. Because now Everybody is willing to move. Everybody's acknowledging that they want the highest good for each other and they want for others what they want for themselves. So that makes it easy for the energy, for God to move the pieces where they need to be with the least amount of resistance so that we can all benefit from each other. And again, prayers can be answered because you have willing participants, because we all see that we're helping each other. And so that goes to the next step, working like it depends on you, still continually praying like it depends on God. So now you prayed, you've got a plan. Now let's implement it, but implement it to the highest degrees that we can, making sure that our will's in tune with His will and that we're in tune with all others, looking out for the greater good for all, the highest benefit for all. And then, we begin to make heaven on earth because now everybody can pretty much get their prayers answered. Because if we're all following these steps and we're mastering them, then again, we're creating a space where God can move freely and bring everything to everybody by way of us willingly wanting to help one another. And that is what then allows us to become masters because, as I said the last time, the ultimate aim of prayer is to make you one with God. Excuse me. So if we're mastering this, then we can be allowed to be masters by way of God, with God. Then He can pull us up where we then can be co-creators with Him. Not because it's our power, but because we're so much in line with Him and we're so much in alignment with His will and wanting to use His will for the benefit of all, that He can now use us and make us masters because we have submitted and His will is being done, His guidance is being followed. We're being able to stay out of each other's way. We can stop blocking each other's blessings as well as our own because we're following the plan and His plan incorporates everything. So that means smoothness, ease. Not that there's never going to be difficulty, but just that the energy can freely move and we can freely move. And because, again, we're having the thought of the highest good for everyone, then again, lesser mishaps, lesser things that can get in the way. In other words, we can lessen any types of friction. Because again, we're praying, we're in accord with His will. He's given us a plan, we're implementing the plan. Oh, and as a matter of fact, that is definitely something that we have to consider when we are striving to master prayer. We can't put God in our box. So We can't take what he gives and then try to force it into what we want, because that messes up the plan, obviously. But if we take the plan and implement it to the best of our abilities, then we can manifest our prayers again, causing the least harm to anyone, building heaven on earth, and become masters that eventually, be it his will, can become true masters, masters that can be used to manifest whatever God wants on whatever level he wants. And so that's where we want to be and how we want to master. You know, I'm sure we all want to be masters. If not, we really need to look at it, think about it, and that should be part of our plans. You want to be a master. You don't want to be, you really don't want to be less than that. You want to be a master. But being a true master comes from being under the supreme master, and through prayer, letting him teach you, because you're asking him questions. Again, prayer is communication with him beyond just prescribed prayers, but literally talking to him every day about whatever's going on in your life. I mean, treating him like a true father, but a friend as well. You know how when we get older, we actually are friends with our parents, because now we're coming into understanding about why they did this and did that, and so on and so forth. So make God your friend. Yes, always give him the respect of a father, but he still wants us to talk to him and talk to him freely, respectfully, but freely, so that he can teach us. He can help us to overcome. So again, our prayers get deeper, and thus more comes out of us by way of prayer and what it takes to manifest it, and by way of striving to master it to become a true master. So I think that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Let's all become masters. Let's remember to be present, to be intent with our prayers, to keep our will tied to his will. Because, I mean, that's what will bring the blessings and bring them faster. But always remembering to keep the higher good of all involved. So again, the energy flows, the energy now can grow, pieces can be moved, meaning whatever God needs to move now can move. We manifest prayers, we become stronger in our belief, and then go from believer to knower, because now you know not only that God exists, you know the power that he has to manifest in your life, and you act accordingly. So this again, you take away doubt, take away fear, because you practice, you know. And now we're all coming together and we're all building heaven on earth. So I think I've said what I was supposed to say, and we can now move into our harmonic prayer, which again, we're going to build energy because we're going to be present with our prayer. I mean, we're going to be saying words, and I'm going to be asking for us to be really intent on the words, creating energy. Then we're going to call on God, the Creator, ask Him to add His energy as well as angels. So we have all of this energy flowing through us, and we'll use it to heal the earth as well. So, everybody, please get ready for the harmonic prayer. Again, everybody, please put your full will, mind, body, soul, spirit, and intention into the words of this prayer. Okay, so everybody take their prayer position, please. Close your eyes and take some deep breaths, breathing in light and exhaling all negative energy. Call on your guardian angels to cleanse your space and you, to cleanse your space and you. Ask to be connected with your higher self and ask it to take over this harmonic prayer. Now say, I ask for the angels to encircle me. And once you feel them around you, begin this prayer. Repeat after me, please. O Creator of all that is, we humbly come before you in need of your grand healing hands to bring the earth back into the balance of optimal health. Please empower us by your healing hands to aid in the healing of our planet as we ask you to bring down your mighty healing energy to the planet and to allow it to flow through us so we may add to it and be healed ourselves. Feel the energy that you have created with the sincerity of your prayer. Think on all those whom you want to be healed, human and otherwise, and let your prayer energy grow for them. Sit in the energy for a while, keeping your thoughts on healing yourself and others. Now ask the Creator to flow His energy to you now. As you feel the energy flow to you and through you, stay in it for a while to heal yourself. When you feel your healing fulfilled, point your hands to the ground and see the energy go in and throughout all of the earth, cleansing and rejuvenating it. Now say, harmonize, and feel the energy harmonize, and feel the Creator's and your energy harmonize. Still keep your hands pointed to the ground for the energy to flow through the earth as well as yourself. Stay here for a little while, feeling the harmonized power flowing through you to the earth. Now say angels energy harmonize, and feel the circle of angels energies flow into you and then harmonize with the Creator's and your energy. Now continue to see the energy flow into and around the earth. Now say align and continue to flow the energy into the earth until you feel it has finished. And say these 4 lines with the intent, gratitude, sincerity, humbleness, and thought of atonement with the earth, angels, the Creator, and yourself. Please say these lines after I say them. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. Let the energy flow for just a little bit longer. Now ask the angels to close you and the earth off and to cut all energy ties for you, the earth, and the Creator. Give thanks to the Creator, your higher self, your guardian angels, and all other angels that encircled you. Now place your feet on the ground and say, I am now grounded. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Well, I know I enjoyed that. I felt the energy. I felt the harmonizing of God's energy, mine, and the angels. And we thank you for being here at Reiki Day with us. And we just ask you to please take these steps. Please implement them and see how well they work. And let us choose to master prayer, to become masters ourselves. So, with that, I'll take my leave and say, peace. Shalom Aleichem.